Stereotypes, biases, discrimination based on gender are still prevalent today. There are still people who believe that women are fragile and submissive, while as men are strong and dominant. The same as there are still people who believe that there should just be two genders or sex in the world, which means that they are uneducated or maybe close-minded, that needs to expand their knowledge and open their mind based on gender discrimination and the sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression, or the SOGIE. Just like Gretchen Diaz, an adult transsexual woman who was not long ago denied the usage of a public restroom just because she is a transgender woman. Nobody should be denied from utilizing any open comfort room because not only it judges a person from their decision, but also it violates the basic human rights to show and express oneself. In addition, the Anti-Discrimination Bill number 159, or otherwise known as the Sexual Orientation, Gender Identity and Expression, or the SOGIE Bill, punishes the discrimination of individuals for the reason of their SOGIE. Also, it likewise represents attributes to all people in light of the fact that each and one of us has a sexual orientation and identity. This bill doesn't only defend the heteros or the heterosexual or what they call as the straight, but it gives security to all against any offense and misconduct. Everybody express and shows their sexual orientation, not just simply the lesbian, the gay, the bisexual, the transgender, the queer, and many more, or in short, the LGBTQ plus community. This bill can be one of the answers and solutions to discrimination and inclinations against all communities, since it promotes programs for non-discrimination and variety to and for everyone. Let me now elaborate the sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. According to Dr. Birland's lecture, gender is the complex interrelationship between physical traits, one's internal sense of self, as male, female, both or neither, as well as one's outward presentations and behaviors related to that perception. There are three dimensions of gender. First is the body. This isn't only the physical, but also how we present ourselves externally. Second is the identity. This is how we define ourselves or how we look at ourselves. And last but not the least is the expression. This is how we present our gender in the world and how society, culture, community, and family perceive, interact with, and try to shape our gender. That can also correlate to gender roles. Let me show you an illustration of what I just explained. Meet the gender-bred person, which consists of four elements: the identity, the attraction, the sex, and the expression. To simplify, the identity is what's in our head, what we think, who we are. The attraction is, of course, from the word itself, attraction, who we are attracted to or who we are interested to. And then the sex is what's between our legs, the female or male genitalia, the vagina, or the penis. And last is expression, how we present ourselves to others. Gretchen Diaz, a transgender woman, is only one of the many more people whose basic human rights get violated or get discriminated because of what their identity is. There are thousands and even millions of kids, teenagers, and adults who are still scared to come out to the world and be who they are because of what other people might say and do to them.
Being gay is like way worse than being a thief or taking drugs.
LGBT students still face like being pushed or shoved, in addition to things like verbal bullying or cyberbullying or sexual harassment, which can be very severe.
Sometimes for a young LGBT person, it's really confusing, it's really disheartening when you can't find someone to talk about your experiences and you can't sympathize with anyone.
We shouldn't ignore any abuse just because one's identity is different from what we're taught to us by the society, school, parents, and even religion. One of the many ways to make people understand and accept SOGIE bill is of course to educate and correcting them first-handedly. In order to stop discrimination against the LGBTQ plus community and all is by talking about it open-mindedly and calmly to everyone. It can also be by sharing posts about gender equality on social media or just simply by educating yourself about it, Change is not easy, but it is also inevitable. What we all deserve is respect, regardless of age, gender, identity, race, or diversity. We all just want to be equal and be who and what we are without having any judgment or negativity.